Hello, welcome to Java Programming Tutorials, Chapter 16, Static Keyword, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. So in this session, we are going to learn about the static keyword. So static keyword can be used with the variables and methods, etc. So the advantage of using the static keyword is the only main advantage is the memory management. So that is the advantage of using the static keyword. It manages the memory. And now, as I said you, static keyword can be used with the variables and methods. So if I use the static keyword with the variable, then that variable can be called a static variable. And if we need to refer a common property of all the objects, suppose we have a class and we have a property there, and that property value is common to all the objects what I create. So at that point of time, I should make my variable static. Okay, and the static variable gets memory only once in a class area at the time of loading a class. So without wasting much time, let me show you what is the advantage of using a static variable. So let me jump into Eclipse, and here I have a project static demo. Let me open this class. So here I have this one. Okay, now what I'll do is to this static demo, and here what I need to do is I need to add another class, and the class is employee. Okay, employee. Let me click finish. So now what I'll do is I'll just create some properties here. So properties like public int id, public int name, sorry, it's string, not the int, it's a name, string name, then public int or string company name. Okay, now we have these three properties: id, name, and company name. Now our objective is, okay, here for each employee, id and name may vary, but the company name is always constant. So let me make that as static. Okay, and now let me assign a value to this, telling like it is company is Ankpro Technologies. Okay, and this is what about the static, and this value whatever I've given here company name, it's common to all the employee. So what I'll do is I'll just create an object of the class employee is equal to, so before that let me create a constructor also. Constructor, or we create a constructor same name as the class name, and this is a parameterized constructor, so I need to pass the values. So int a comma int, or the second one is string b. Okay, so now what I need to do is, it's very simple. So here I need to tell like, okay, id is equal to a, then name is equal to b. So now have these things. So now what I'll do is I'll go back here, I'll create an object of the class employee. Employee e is equal to new employee, but it is a parameterized constructor, so I need to pass the values. So the id is 101 and the name is Sam. So this is one constructor. Okay, I'm getting error because I've entered the wrong number. Okay, and now, okay, now what I'll do is I'll just call system dot out dot println. So here I need to print, okay, e dot id, next I need to print e dot name, e dot next I need to print a company name. So this is the company name. So this is what I'm trying to do right now. So what I'll do again is I'll just copy this. I'm going to create the other object. So the object name is e1 and the id is 102, and the employee is Ram now. So again I need to copy this same thing. Okay, then I need to paste it here. So here I need to call like E1, not the E object because it's different object. So apart from that, okay, now when I run this piece of code, okay, now what's gonna happen, you can observe very clearly. So we're getting 101 SAM and Ankpro technologies and 102 RAM and Ankpro technologies. But what is the thing, it's not changing here, it's constant. Or what we're trying to do here is we have already made the variable company name as static and we assigned the value and we are trying to use it again. Okay, instead of we assigning the value explicitly with the help of constructor, I've already defined it once and I'm using it in multiple places. In the sense, I'm using it with the multiple objects. So this is the advantage of using a static variable. So let me tell you, if we need to refer a common property of all the objects, then we need to make a property static. So that's what I've done here. I have a property called company name. That property should be common to all the objects. So that's the reason I've defined my variable as static variable. So I hope you understood this one. So coming to the next set, it is static method. Okay, what do you mean by static method? Method with a static keyword is known as static method. And the advantage of using a static method is a static method can be invoked without the need of creating an instance of a class. So let me tell you what it is. For example, you can observe very clearly. So what I'll do here is, this is the one method. Similarly, I'm going to create another method here. Public static void. The method name is print. So here I would like to tell so let me remove this as of now. So what I'll do is I'll just print hello world. So now what I'll do is, right now I'll just remove the static. So if I remove the word static, what happens here is, in the main method, if I need to call the method print, I cannot call the method directly like this, because you can observe here it will show error telling like cannot make a static reference to the non-static method from the type demo stat. In the sense, I'm trying to call a non-static method inside a static method, and this does not works, because if I need to call a static method inside another static method, then that method should also be static. So how can I call this method? I can call this method with the help of, okay, first we have to create an object of that class where this print method is staying. This print method is present in the class demo stat. So first what I need to do is I need to create an object of that. T is equal to d dot, okay, print. Now you can observe here we're getting this, it works well. So now when we run the application, you can observe it's going to print hello world 2. But what happens now, observe here, now what I do is, if I don't add a static method, then I need to create an object of the class, then I need to call that method with the object name. But instead of that, if I make a method static, okay, then I can call this method directly without the object reference. So this is the advantage. Now when I run this, you can observe here it's printing hello world again. So this is the advantage of using a static method. So apart from that, let me go back to my presentations. Here you can observe here a static method can access static data member and can change the value of it. So what do you mean by this? It's very simple again. So let me remove this. I hope you understood this one. Let me run. So now let me go back here. So what I'll do is I'll just create a static method, static void change. The method name is change. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change the value of a variable, static variable company name to Ankpro training, INING. So you can observe here actually the value of the company name is Ankpro Technologies, but in the static method have the facility or the option to change the value of the static variable. So now what I do is I'll go back here, I'll run the application. You can observe here, okay, we are getting like 101 SAM Ankpro technologies. Okay, so what I need to do here is first I need to call that method. What is the method? It is a change method. So how can I call that change method directly like this? So because it is a static method, so I can call directly like this, but I need to create an object with the help of object. Sorry, change. So if I call like this, now when I run the application, you can observe here it changed in every part of the object where I have a company name. Earlier it was printing like Ankpro technologies, now it's printing Ankpro training, because I call this method change method. What change method does is it changes the value of the static variable. Okay, that we can do it only within the static method. Okay, this is what the advantage of using a static method, and also we learned the advantage of using a static variable. So what we understood from this session is like what is the advantage of using a static keyword, okay, with a variable and method. So finally, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training. You can also like our Facebook page visiting this URL. You can also follow us on Twitter. For further reference, refer our website. We are on LinkedIn too. Last but not the least, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.